Hello and welcome to this week's video.
This week we are building a grape trellis.
If you saw our last video, we were doing various things around the homestead. One of them was fixing our old grape arbor. And while we were doing that, we also mentioned we need to put in a new one. And in that video, we put down this weed mat here to get ready. Okay, so we're going to do 2 rows. This is our first post, and we're going to do a row of grapes here. We're going to put another one in over there and run it down that way. So we're going to have 2 rows of grapes. Anyway, we're going to plant a vine every 6 feet all the way down. So yeah, I guess the first thing we got to do is lay out our posts. We're going to put one at each end, stretch a line in between, and then that'll show us where to put the other posts. So our main post is like this, and we put one post going inward like this to stop it. When the wire pulls, it's going to pull this way, and we're going to resist that pulling so we don't pull it out. And we're going to do one on the other end to go the opposite direction. So a lot of people like to put them on the opposite way, and it's because it's easier, as far as I can tell, to pull out this way. But I like to put them this way because I don't have tons of room, and I've done my old grape arbor that way, and it's been there for like 20 years. It's fine. You can do it this way. This is what I do. Never had a problem. It's a little bit harder to drive a post in when it's like this because you have to angle it, and it's probably easier to use a hammer, but we didn't have our hammer along, but we do have the post pounder. So okay, now we have to tie these together with some fence wire. It's pretty simple to do. This is how I do it. I just stretch out a good bit and get myself a nice tag in and do like that. That's just to get started. I can take my fence pliers and tighten it a bit. And roll it back up so I can get started. Basically, we're just lashing these together, and we're using fence wire to do that. So nothing really special. And just keep it really, really tight as possible. I know there's probably other people who have other ideas, and that's wonderful, and you're feel free to share those, but this is how I do it, and it works for me. It's worked well for years, but I'm definitely open to new ideas or different ideas. But basically, I would just go around a bunch of times. Go around about 500 times or so. Not quite. And I definitely like to get a little bit of length and go up in between in both directions, around both posts. So I'll do like that. And then I think that's about enough to hold it. So at this point, I'm just gonna pull out a little bit and cut it. And it's just a matter of twisting them together. Use that original tag end, put my pliers on, and then just push that out of the way. It's as simple as that. And I imagine this will be here just fine 20 years from now. Well, all the posts are in, and it's time to put up the top rail pipe. We would like for the top rail to be level, so what we've done is we've come out and marked with some masking tape. We just put a little masking tape around, and the bottom of the tape is level on every post all the way down. Remember how to latch it? Yeah. You want more or less, or is that just right? Well, we wanted to show you how we're attaching this top rail to these metal T-posts. So it's easiest if you have somebody to hold the post for you and to help hold the wire tight. But it's not impossible to do it with one person. I've done this by myself plenty of times. Also, because of the difficulty of being the cameraman and the guy doing the work at the same time, my son is going to show you what we're doing here. So we start out by twisting the wire on. We can see that. And we get that twisted on there to start. And we leave a long tag in because we're also going to twist onto it a second time. That's good. Why don't you just start lashing it? Yeah, I think we're there. So it's fairly important to keep it tight. And if you know how to do a lashing, it's the same thing, except we're using fence wire instead of rope. And he's going to try to keep it tight, but because it's wire, it's a little bit hard to do, so I'm going to pinch it here and there and try to hold it while he pulls it. Looks like you cut your hand there. You got a scratch.
Yeah. Scratched on the wire.
All right, you gonna wrap the other way so you can tighten. All right. All right, pull it. Yep. And it's just a matter of twisting them together in the front once again. All right. And there's our lashing done with fence wire around the back. And also the front view. And I wanted to make mention of why we're using these poles, these chain link fence top rail. The reason we're doing that, as I don't think I've stated it yet in this video, we just made our previous video as well, so I mentioned it in there. But yeah, the reason we're doing this is because our old grapevine, we've always used wire for grapevine, and the wire stretches and eventually breaks. It rusts. It does rust. It takes a while, but it does happen. So anyway, we thought we're going to try this top rail, and we're going to see if this holds up longer. It's a pipe. It's an actual pipe. It's a lot stronger, a lot thicker. So we're going to give this a whirl and just see how it goes. Well, here we are. We've got the top rail on, and we are going to use wire for our second row. Usually you have 2 wires. Typically you have a wire on the top. We're using the fence top rail. Then you have a second wire down here. That's a shadow right there, but that's approximately where it's going to go. And same on here. This is the top rail, and we'll put a wire. The shadow is about right where the wire is going to go. We're going to save that for another day, putting the wire on. So I think this will last longer. The top one is probably the one that I think takes the most weight. That's why we're using fence rail on the top of the grape arbor. So yeah, anyway. And it's about 6 feet between these two. And if you're wondering what all these things are, these are just like tree surround things. I don't know what you want to call them. We used to use those around trees and, you know, fruit trees and vines, whatever. We don't do that anymore, so we got a bunch extra sitting there because I like these long mats much better. And the old grapevine, we put the rail all the way down on that, and then we're going to replace the other wire. So we got that done as well. I'm very thankful for that. We still need to pull the vine up, like right behind me. We're going to pull it up onto the up against the top rail, and then we'll put wire on the bottom. So the kind of grapes we have here, we have Concord and 1 vine of Catawba. The Catawba vine is actually quite big, and the Concord ones are quite big as well. We had a few die off, and then we let them kind of get bigger than what they should have, and then we just kind of got I don't know, lazy with it or I did, and they kind of got out of control. So that's why these vines, you know, if you look at them, they're kind of out of control, but they are what they are, and we're just going to leave them like that. But the new vines that we're going to plant, it's another variety. It's called Marquette, and we're going to plant those. And what we're doing with it, we ordered about 50 of them. You get a bulk discount, so we ordered more, and we're going to put them in pots, and we're going to sell off the ones that we don't need. So anyway, that's the plan. So now we pretty much ready for the grapevines. We need to put that wire, that second wire on, and then we'd be ready for those to arrive. So yeah. Hey, what are you doing in the kitchen?
Getting walleye ready to cook.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Looks good, looks good. I can't wait to get some of that. How are you cooking it? Frying it or what?
Yep, we're gonna fry it on the stove top.
Are you the fryer?
Yeah.
Well, we got some dill pickles here. And we're going to take our dill pickles and we're going to mix them with our mayonnaise. We're making our own tartar sauce.
That's the mayo that we're using right there.
There was a discussion on Facebook. These friends that I have, they're like live down south and they're like, oh no, the only kind of mayo you can eat is Duke's. And I was like, what in the world is Duke's? So I found it at our grocery store and it's so much better than the other kind.
Yeah, they sold us on it, and now that's the only one we get. There's the other secret, Dijon mustard. Just a little bit, right? You don't put a lot in there.
Yeah, just like maybe like 2 teaspoons.
And dill pickles, you just mix it all up. Sure. So it's a little bit of dill pickles, Dijon mustard, and the mayonnaise, right?
Correct. You know? Yeah, you want to take this to the table? Sure. We got tartar sauce, coleslaw. Got fish.
Oh yeah, so fries, the fries are baked, but the fish is fried. So what's the difference here? This is your regular fish.
It's potato flakes, salt, and pepper and thyme.
And what's the other one?
It's the same thing except it has coconut.
Well, I'm gonna put the camera down because I'm not gonna be late on this. Well, we hope that you've enjoyed this video.
God bless you and thank you for watching.
We'll see you on the next one. Well, if you've enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends and hit that like button if you haven't done so already. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We put out new videos every week, every Friday morning. And if you'd like to receive notifications when we do upload the next video, hit that notification bell. And check out our channel. We have several videos just like this one or very similar. We do various things including hiking, biking, boating, fishing, builds of various kinds, mostly outdoor activities. Some homesteading is thrown in there as well. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one.